It's Thursday, July 11th. You've got Coach, you've got Goose, and you're entering the core, powered by ZelCore Plus, the one crypto wallet to meet all your custody and trading needs. Learn more about ZelCore Plus at Zel.network. Goose, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Coach. A lot of cool things going on in the crypto space, that's for sure.
No doubt about that, man. It's always fast and furious, and good days and bad days, man. Well, for now, let's take a look at our top five gainers and losers here. What you got in the gainers category there, Goose?
Number one right now is Japan Content Token, up 52%, followed by Bizant, which is at 26%. Then there's Quant, 20% up, and followed by Crypto.com Chain at 17%. And number five is Ren at 13%. But something worth mentioning, just a couple later, number 7 is Komodo, which is up 8%. And that's an interesting one because we've got some things to report about what you can do with Komodo in ZelCore.
Awesome, man. Look forward to talking about that. And looking at the losers here, you got Qtum, QTUM. Just in case I didn't pronounce that correctly, is down 14%. Bitcoin SV is down about 14%, 13.62 at the moment. Looking at Tron next, 12.76% down. And last is IOST token, down 12.55%. All right, I miscalculated. Got one more here. Solve, fifth at 11.9%.
Solve. Maybe they can solve some problems.
That's right.
Yeah, Solve.care. It's a healthcare IT company that builds blockchain platforms, which the team believes may improve the way healthcare is delivered and managed. Okay. Well, we'll have to talk to the team about something that we may be also thinking about in the future.
Right. Winky face. There you go.
Winky face, yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's link up with Mrsotko and see what's going on in crypto news.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mrsotko here, bringing you a whole bunch of good crypto news, and I would like to thank the podcast for having me on once again. And make sure you subscribe and like to the Zel Hub YouTube channel, as they do have a goal of 1,000 subscribers currently. So let's see if we can get that all the way up there. Every subscription counts. And let's get right to the news. $16 million worth of Bitcoin missing as an exchange quits business. So BitMarket announced on Monday that it ran out of liquidity on July 8th, which is a Poland-based exchange, which prompted them to cease their operations for an indefinite period of time. Well, data on CoinMarketCap, updated about 17 hours ago, showed volumes of close to 850,000. Compared to other exchanges, the statistics appeared weaker, validating that BitMarket was indeed in a liquidity crisis. However, the exchange left no clues about how it would go on and fund withdrawals, so nobody got their money. Essentially an exit scam. The exchange allegedly asked users to change their passwords before that without providing any explanation, and it later revised users' API files, and in a separate instance, they also halted the withdrawal process of many users, demanding additional KYC. So there is approximately 1,300 Bitcoin in the wallets, which is about $16 million, and a lot of users have already formed a Facebook group planning to file a class action lawsuit. Moving on to different news, PayPal is effed. BitMEX CEO says Facebook Libra will make banks dumb nodes. So speaking during this year's Asia Blockchain Summit, Hayes made grim forecasts for both banks and fiat-based payment networks. So the owner of the derivatives giant BitMEX thinks that PayPal is not looking so hot. So for Hayes, participants who should be most worried are banks themselves. Even if Libra is a centralized platform which can freeze out specific transactions and users, banks will still face major upheaval. All a bank is relegated to is a dumb node that holds fiat currency in electronic form at a central bank, he said, which I totally agree with. If you think of cash these days is almost entirely digital. Essentially, a bank is almost like crypto, but a node that just holds digital money that you just enter and exit with additional credits. And PayPal has not been moving into the future. They do not like crypto at all. Anything that really deals with crypto and PayPal will remove that company or service from their services. And I think that's a bad move. I think PayPal could introduce non-security cryptos like Bitcoin or Ethereum for businesses so that somebody could just scan their PayPal, or they could have a PayPal wallet and people can just scan and be done with that payment in that way. But they are not moving into the future, and this is classic. You know, it's essentially like horse breeders in the late 19th century are like, well, the car is just a fad, the horse is here to stay. Well, the horse didn't go extinct, but not staying in the way that they hoped, if you get my drift there. So moving on to Goldman Sachs seeks an executive to lead unprecedented digital asset project. So a boring title, but that actually means a lot. The executive level position will be responsible for developing comprehensive roadmaps for distributed ledger technology that will play an integral role in helping define both the scope and the direction of the business, quote, according to the job posting. The listing comes on the heels of Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon announcing last month his bank could absolutely follow JP Morgan Chase in launching a crypto, as JP Morgan released a JPM coin, which they moved $6 trillion a day. So of course they're going to make their own coin. And this is very interesting for Ripple, XRP. In that they are the ones that are supposed to be doing these bank transfers, to be working with the banks and the institutions for these. And the big banks realize we don't have to work with anybody. We can literally make our own digital token and just send it across the globe, and it's essentially a digital IOU. So along comes JP Morgan, Facebook, and a lot of these corporations and institutions are going to be making their own coin. We are going to see the decade of the corporate coin rising after 2020. There's going to be Coca-Cola coin, Samsung coin, Nike coin, and they're all going to be essentially digital IOUs, digital tokens that you're going to collect, and they are going to brand your money so that it's like a gift card. You can't spend that gift card outside of Walmart. You have to go to Walmart to spend that gift card, and you're not going to spend the entire gift card, or you're going to spend more than the amount of the gift card, and it's going to make them a lot of money. And it's the same way. As long as they put crypto on the name, they will be making a lot of money. So moving on, one of my favorite articles that I've read in a while, To the Moon, is where this Bitcoin mining rig went. So Ken Sheriff is a man of passion, and passion lies in restoration of vintage computer hardware. So this time, he got a hold of a guidance computer from the Apollo space mission. So the computer was small enough to install in the actual Apollo craft in an era when most computers were basically the size of an entire room. And there is a small video on this, and it basically shows a very ancient looking computer, basically like a very large calculator, and it's literally hashing Bitcoin. So as you imagine, it wasn't the fastest mining machine out there. It took 5.15 seconds per one SHA-256 hash, which your CPU or even your GPU would be just probably millions of times faster. I really don't know the calculation, but it would be millions, if not tens or hundreds of millions of times faster. And Bitcoin uses a double hash, so it gives it a hash rate of just under 0.01 hashes per second. So at this rate, Sheriff calculates that it would take about 1 billion times the age of the universe to mine one block. Hey, well, looking at that positively, this thing floating around in space, hashing away at Bitcoin, and when it finally finds a block, 1 billion times the age of the universe. I mean, what's Bitcoin going to be worth by then? I mean, with the deflation, we're looking at least 8 quintillion quintons, space bucks, right? Because it's 1 billion times the age of the universe. Of course, there's going to be space bucks by then. However, it isn't the slowest Bitcoin mining method he has attempted. Previous projects include mining using an old punch card computer system, and even mining a block by hand. For a comparison, the punch card experiment was able to compute a Bitcoin hash in 80 seconds, and the rate of using pencil and paper is about 0.67 hashes per day. So clearly none of it's going to make him a billionaire or a millionaire, but the dedication to preserving computing technologies of the past should clearly be applauded. So I think it's great. It actually shows it hashing on this old NASA thing. You can actually find that with just Bitcoin mining on the Apollo guidance computer on YouTube. It's actually quite interesting to watch. It's only maybe like a 20 or 30 second video though. So moving on to coin market cap, $328 billion market cap. We were at 12,900 and some odd dollar. Bitcoin could basically even it out to 13,000. And we've since dipped to about 11,950 or so. And all crypto went down with it. We have Litecoin minus 10%, Bitcoin Cash down 6.5%, Bitcoin itself down nearly 5%, Ethereum 6.5% down. So everything is way down. However, looking at the charts, you can see a bit of a hook at the end of almost every coin that is down right now. So this may be the bottom resistance level. We may just have a spook when it reached 13,000 Bitcoin, because it has gone to 13,000 previously a couple weeks ago, I think, or a week ago. And it dipped from there. And that's usually Bitcoin's MO. Once it gets to 14,000, it's going to dip from 14,000, then go up and hit 14,000 again, and probably have to do that one or two more times. And that's just usually that $1,000 psychology where people don't realize if it's going to go over any higher. And they don't really want to buy. Nobody really wants to buy in right now because it's already up. And most people start to realize that when the price stagnates and everybody sells. So it's kind of that psychology of, is it going to keep going higher? And most people, when most people sway statistically to no, I don't think so, they're not going to be buying in, everybody's going to be selling. And that's kind of the way it is until it gets back over it and everybody's confidence goes, okay, it's going to go over 14 or it's going to go over 13,000. But that's all I have for you guys. Thank you, the ZelCore podcast, for having me on. And make sure you guys subscribe to the Zel Hub YouTube channel. Apologies. And they do need 1,000 subscribers. So again, every subscription counts. I got mine in, and I hope you guys get yours. But either way, hope you enjoyed it. And as usual, I will see you guys next time.
Never a dull moment in the crypto space, and we're thankful for Mr. Sotko's informed review of what's been going on. If you want to check him out, go over to his YouTube channel, Mr. Sotko Cryptocurrency. And in the meantime, we've got some very interesting news of our own regarding ZelCore's latest update.
Absolutely, man. We are looking at ZelCore version 2.0.8. Added a few new coins here to the project: Dogecoin, Cinovate, and Digibyte. So, pretty exciting to have a couple of new coins and to be able to store into the wallet.
Absolutely, yeah. Digibyte's an interesting coin. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah, it's honestly, this was a coin that early in my crypto years I actually kind of started dealing with just a little bit. There was a couple of video games that you could play online, computer games, and you could earn Digibyte. And one of the ones I would play in my spare time. And so I had a small little wallet of a small little bag of Digibyte. So it's pretty cool to have this project integrated with us.
Yeah, well, they got a couple of interesting accolades. They were, I believe, one of the first coins to use SegWit, and they were also one of the first coins to introduce multiple algorithms to mine it. There's a few out there that have multiple algorithms, but I think Digibyte has 5 different proof of work algorithms, which you can use a combination of either ASICs, GPUs, and probably even FPGAs, as long as you got the right bit streams for it. But very cool stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And then Dogecoin, which is huge in the trading world. I know you were really excited about that.
I just love the meme, man.
I still take Dibby over Dogecoin, but
I know.
I'm sure I do love the meme as well.
Yeah, but Doge is like a really popular coin among traders because they'll use it, and it's very low transaction fee to transfer money from one exchange over to another exchange. I think that Doge could really open up the usability of ZelCore Plus because we have all of the built-in exchange integration that you can take advantage of, and to be able to trade Doge and store it locally on your ZelCore wallet, I think it's just going to be very convenient for people who like to trade.
Absolutely, man. And very, very low trading fees is one of the values that Dogecoin brings. And so just being able to have that should, like you said, should open up some doors for ZelCore Plus even more. Absolutely.
And another is the feature that was recently kind of integrated, which is called Coin Request. And it's a little known feature right now. We're going to see some more emphasis on it in later versions of ZelCore, but suffice it to say, you can request coins from anybody, from a number of different coins that are within ZelCore. All you have to do is open up whatever wallet. So if you want to receive Zelcash from someone, go open up your Zelcash wallet, click the receive button, and then enter in the amount you want to request and click create request. And what that will do is create a link through coin request that you can then email to them or text to them. And when they get the link, they can click on it, and then it will take them to the coin request website where they can handle the transaction of sending you the amount that you requested. So if you request 100 Zel, that'll be a link for 100 Zel, send it to your friend or whatever, and then they'll get that link and send it back to you. Now, what's really neat about this is they have this feature called callback, which actually returns you back to the coin request website to verify your transaction. So it's a nice little sort of double check kind of scenario there that they built in.
Absolutely, man. And I'll tell you what, as we talked about on the last episode, many of the Zel team was in Colorado together, and we had lunch, and Miles was very nice and was kind of footed the bill, and then sent me a coin request for whatever my meal cost was. And man, it was just so simple to use. Click the button, took me right to ZelCore, send it over, and just like that, it was done and handled. So if you hadn't used the feature, I would definitely encourage you to check it out. It just makes requesting crypto just so seamless.
I used it a few times myself. Shameless self-promotion here. Somebody wanted to send me a tip, and they said, just send a coin request for the amount. I said, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Why don't I do that? And I did. It's so simple. I just sent them the link, and they got it and sent me the tip. It was very cool. So, hey, thank you for people who like to tip. And secondly, thank you, coin requests, for making it so simple. What about, there's a couple more things that were added to the latest update. What else we got here?
We're looking at Zelnode operators can now select desired wallet for shielding functions.
Okay.
So you know much about that there?
What it is an easy way to shield your Zelnode transactions. Right now, it's a little cumbersome because what you have to do is open up your full node wallet, go into where your private address is, copy the address, and then go into the wallet options, go to the shield Zelnode transactions, paste your address in, and it's very cumbersome. But right now, the way it works is you have an easy way to select which address you want to use right from the Shield transaction location, so you don't have to bounce around inside the wallet. So it streamlined things and made it so much more convenient for Zelnode operators.
Right. Yeah, that should be very convenient and save a little bit of time as you try to pull off some of those rewards from your Zelnodes.
Hey, that's the whole point of ZelCore. ZelCore is the focus is ease of use, and it's got to pass the grandma test kind of a thing. And now here's one thing I do want to stress, and I speak also on behalf of the team in this regard. Running a Zelnode is an advanced user thing. It's not something that just anybody can do. If you're brand new to crypto, we don't expect you to be able to learn Linux overnight. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely going to be something that takes a lot more effort on behalf of node operators to own, run, operate, all of that. Now, we've provided as many tools as possible to make it easy for even the average user to finally figure it out and get it. As long as you follow the guides that we create, the videos we put out there, you should, in most cases, be able to run a Zelnode. But we do want to stress that it is an advanced user thing, so trying to navigate the wallet or understand what's going on, understanding what shielding transactions is even about, that's something that takes a little bit more experience with crypto. And it may actually be a little bit more of an exclusive user kind of a thing. We're not trying to keep people out of the club or anything by any means. If you want to run a node, you're more than welcome to learn how to do it from the tools that we've provided, so we encourage it. But at the same time, we do want to sort of put that little caution out there to say, like, it's not just something anybody can do.
Right. Yeah, that's I mean, point well taken, man. It's it definitely takes some effort keeping things updated, and like you said, even just claiming your rewards, it's steps that's involved, and you have to make sure you're kind of tethered into Discord and keeping up with everything that's going on with those Zell nodes, and then minor bug fixes here and there, and then as you mentioned, KMD interest claiming.
I had mentioned this earlier already that there was something interesting happening with ZelCore and Komodo, and part of that is the new Komodo interest claiming, which we had added to ZelCore. So if you are holding Komodo coins in the ZelCore wallet, you can claim interest with it.
That's awesome. I think some of the tokens and projects that we hold inside of our ZelCore wallet, they do have some of these staking features, these interest features, and that's pretty cool that we're starting to integrate that into the wallet.
Every project has its own unique offering, and we are trying to support those projects to the best of our ability and make sure that the features that they offer their users are also available through ZelCore, which is something to strive for, as we constantly are trying to push the envelope there. And it's a lot of work. A lot of work goes into, because, we're talking features that are unique to specific projects. So that means that we don't have necessarily an inside scoop on the way they write their code or what it is that they're trying to accomplish even with their coin. I mean, as far as we're concerned, the coin being available in the wallet kind of should be enough, but at the same time, if people are requesting additional features like Raven assets, for instance, or claiming your interest with Komodo, coin request features. So yeah, we're really pushing the envelope here and trying to make ZelCore probably one of the most progressive and future-proof wallets that we can,
No doubt, man. Well, that's probably a good time for us to shut this thing down and create some anticipation for our next episode as we continue to grow this thing out. So before we get off, make sure to subscribe to Zell Hub on YouTube. And while you're there, make sure to subscribe to Mrsotko Cryptocurrency. And for all things Zell, make sure to visit Zell.network. Until next time, you've been inside the core, powered by ZelCore Plus.